Hyundai has just teased the 2022 Elantra N. Is it enough to take down the Civic Type R? Let's find out. Now, the teaser images of the new Elantra N were teased late last month, late June, but I'm now just getting a chance to go over them. And also, they've teased two more videos, which we're going to go over today, which we're going to hear the sound of this new Elantra N. Okay, these new wheels, of course, are going to look pretty darn good. They're massive. I'm assuming 19-inch wheels on this Elantra. Now, we can see some numbers if we zoom in down here, but it's not a high quality enough photo to be able to tell. Now, we also have N engraved on this little side splitter, and this is going to be a theme around this N model, is red trim around along the bottom, which if it's a black model, or a red model, let's say if it's the base paint is red, I would assume this would be maybe blue or black or something a little bit different. I don't think they would do red on red there. Maybe, who knows? The calipers are red, and that would probably stay the same no matter what color of Elantra N you're going to get. But we also have another image. First thing you're going to notice is probably the carbon fiber deck lid spoiler. I'm assuming this is carbon fiber. It's not a good enough image for us to tell. It is glossy black. I would assume it's carbon fiber. The taillights look identical to, let's say, the Elantra that I test drove in the winter in Nebraska. Elantra, of course, stamped on, well, not really stamped. They're just letters tacked onto the back. It definitely has the same Tucson-like Zorro side lines. I don't know. It's just really busy for the base model. I think it fits much more at home in this top of the line N model. And look how fat that tip is. That is what I'm talking about. I'm assuming dual exhaust. Almost guarantee it's dual exhaust. But man, that looks really, really good. And it's time to get into what this thing sounds like, as well as some cryptic YouTube trailers here. This first teaser was unveiled on June 30th. It sounds really, really mean. And then there's the N standing for Nürburgring, kind of like how Lexus has chosen F for Mount Fuji or Fuji Speedway. Hyundai has chosen to go more of the German Nürburgring route. And same thing with Gazoo Racing from Toyota. They do GRMN. That's their top performance level, which I don't think there are any GRMNs on the market right now, but that stands for Gazoo Racing Meisters of Nürburgring. So both Hyundai and Toyota are very into designing their sports brands around the famous ring. What we heard in there was the car hitting a rev limiter and backfiring. It sounds incredible. I cannot wait to hear this thing. We have another one that just came out late yesterday, and we're going to take a listen to this. And you have all these acronyms here for all the technology infused in this vehicle. Most of them are above my head. But pausing, it's going to have electronic limited slip differential more than likely. You see traction control up here. But there are other things. If you guys see something in here that kind of sticks out to you, definitely put it down below. But we're going to keep playing. How sick does that thing sound? That sounds so good for a 4-cylinder. I cannot wait to hear it in person. Well, eventually I'll hear it in person, but after the full unveil, we'll get it. And what are we expecting for powertrains? Well, I had this powertrain set up from yesterday's video, or earlier today, depending on when you're watching this, of the Tucson and Sportage power plants. And I said it's a possibility that the Sportage could get the GT trim. Not the GT line, but the full fat GT. And that's the same Veloster N engine that we see. And this is the same engine we're expecting to see in the Elantra N, which is a 2-liter turbo. And it has an 8-speed dual clutch transmission, but there's also probably a huge likelihood it'll get a 6-speed manual. Power. Let's go scroll to the right. There we go. Over 275 horsepower and over 280 pound-feet of torque. This thing is going to be an absolute screamer in a tiny and light, super light vehicle. Pricing, I mean, $35K is that's what I had for the Sportage GT. I guess that's possible also for the Elantra N, $35K. And is it going to be able to take down the Civic Type R? Highly unlikely. The Civic Type R has more horsepower to it, but you should be able to get your hands on it for significantly less money in theory, and hopefully it'll be more widely available than the Veloster N, because the Veloster right now in America and North America in general is very, very, very difficult to get your hands on, whether it's the N or any other package of the Veloster. So hopefully this Elantra N is much more widely available for us. But I mean, it sounds great. From what we know, it looks great, and I feel like the base design of the Elantra really comes into its fullness in this upcoming N. From what we've seen so far, it just seems to be a little bit overstyled for the base car, but like I said, it should look a lot more at place, a lot more at home with this top of the line performance N model. And guys, I'm going to end it there. If you're excited for the Elantra N, I know I am. I know I'm smashing that like button. Subscribe for more Korean auto updates like this. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.